الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها إن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He made us Muslims. Today I want to offer a few words about what is Shahada and what is faith. Shahada means to testify something. When we pronounce Islam, we are testifying the greatest truth of this universe. The greatest truth of the universe is that Allah is the only one. He is our creator. He is our ilah. He is our sustainer. This is the greatest truth in the universe. He has created everything. And second part of this testimony is that He has sent Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam as His messenger for all the times to come, till the last day of this universe. He is now the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the guide of the humanity. That is why when we pronounce Islam, when we renew our testimony, we say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. We are testifying that we believe that He is only one and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His messenger. This testification is with words. If somebody does this only, and afterwards the prayer time comes and he doesn't pray, then he doesn't pay zakat, he goes on telling lies, etc., etc. What do you think about this testimony of the words? This is testimony of the truth by words, but actions are against that. Our actions do not testify with our tongue. This is nifaq. This is not Islam. When you testify that you believe in Him and He is alone, and testify that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have to obey him. If we don't do it, we just say with the words. This testification of words is not enough until the actions are already testifying. This is a very important point, and this is a very big difference between Aimma Muhaddiseen and others. Muhaddiseen say that the faith is not only in the heart, as so many people think, that the faith is in the heart only. No. You have to have this faith in the heart, you have to testify with words, and then you have to testify with your actions as well. A minimum quantity of actions, Arkan Islam. If somebody leaves one of these 5 pillars and leaves without any reason, leaves, for example, praying, his actions are not with his testification of the words. That's why the Iman is this. Now, when you go on increasing your actions according to your faith, this is the meaning of az-ziyadatu fil iman, increase in iman. Because iman is everything together, heart, tongue and actions. When you go on doing good and good deeds, better and better deeds, when you perform salat, you perform nawafil as well, you spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you go for hajj, you perform other duties and you go on doing other pious actions. That is the increase in Islam. Now, as we say that the actions are stronger than words, the ultimate action which testifies that we really believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ultimate action which testifies that we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we believe in the prophethood of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That ultimate action is when you offer your life for the sake of Allah. That is also shahada. Shahada starts from pronouncing with tongue, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, and shahada culminates when you have offered your life as well. Is it not Islam actually? The same thing is in these words. Qul inna salati wa nusuki. Say that my prayers, all my worships, nusuk, all the worships, hajj included, everything. Wa mahyaya wa mamati, and my life and my death. Lillahi rabbil alameen, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If somebody has accepted death in his way, this is the culmination of shahada. Now you will be able to understand that shahada is not just ashhadu an la ilaha, saying ashhadu an la ilaha. It culminates, real shaheed, real testifier is the one who has given all his life and his death, everything is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the basic thing, the shahada. Now, let us speak about the mission of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What was his mission in 1-2 words? If we say in 1-2 words, his mission was to save human beings from hellfire. This is the Prophet's mission, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To save human beings from hellfire. This mission was so great that he wanted to save not only his family, not only his friends, everyone on this earth. He wanted to save everyone from the hellfire. This was the first sermon which he delivered at Hira. He said that if I tell you that on the other side of this mountain there is a very big army of the enemies who want to attack on you, on the Makkans, what do you think? Will you believe? They said yes, because what? You have always said the true things. You have never told us I believe. Will you believe it? He said no. This was his sermon, first sermon. And he said, now I'm telling you that the day of judgment is coming. And whosoever doesn't prove himself that he is the true worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will be going to hellfire. So I have come to save you from hellfire. I am not here to save you just from the army of enemies. This is a smaller thing as compared to the last judgment. When the last judgment is there, then there is no change. So I have come to for this. This was his mission. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. To what extent? Look on us. We ourselves. We are not doing enough to save our family. We are not performing the mission. We are not doing enough to save our children. to save the new generation of the Muslims. They're not doing enough. This was the mission of the Prophet ﷺ, and his mission was for everyone. Let me quote you an example. When the Meccans came to attack on Medina under the leadership of Abu Jahl, and Battle of Badr was there, what was the result of the battle? That 70 people from amongst the attacking army, they were killed, and 70 were taken as prisoners. 70 people from Makkah were killed. They were all from Makkah, not any other place. You can imagine that there was no house left in Makkah from where one or two people had not been killed by the Muslims. And they were thinking that they will go and attack and they will just finish Islam. And it happened otherwise. Among these people, there was a very renowned Meccan leader, big enemy of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam after Abu Jahl. Abu Jahl was the biggest. And then Umayyah bin Khalaf. Umayyah bin Khalaf was killed. His two sons were killed. Third son, Safwan bin Umayyah, he was in Makkah and his life was saved. There, after the Battle of Badr, actually Meccans were in such a condition that they couldn't enjoy their life. As actually the pagans, they wanted enjoyment in this world. They couldn't. One day Safwan was there, near Baitullah, near Hatim rather, and his cousin Wahb ibn Umayr came as well. Wahb was the person whose son was taken as captive. They started talking with each other. And Wahb said that I want to go and secretly go and Na'udhu billah, kill the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because as long as he is living, we are in a great trouble. But the problem is that I don't have enough money. My children, if I go there and if I'm caught, like I'm killed there, my children will be hungry and nobody will be taken care of. Safwan said that okay, let us make a deal. And now they moved inside Hatim. Hatim is the part which was actually part of Baitullah. But when Quraysh built it again, they left this part outside because they didn't have enough money to build it. Anyhow, the details are so much. They went inside and then they made a deal that Wahb ibn Umayr will go and he will try to kill Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if he is killed there or caught there, Safwan promised with him that I will keep your house on the same standard as I will keep my own. So the same level will be there. I will look after them according to my own family. Wahb bin Umayr went to Makkah. He was a notorious person that he is a very clever man, and he attacks without giving any notice, and attacks in such a way that nobody knows that he is now going to attack. When he reached Medina, and Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu saw him coming, he went and caught him. And he said, Ya Adu Allah, limadha jit? Why did you come here? He said, I actually have come here to I have brought the ransom, and I want to give that ransom money and take my son, because he is captive with Muslims. Umar radiallahu ta'ala said that you are a liar, and you are a big deceiver as well in attack. That is why I will not leave you go to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But he insisted. Umar radiallahu ta'ala asked Ansar that go and be near the Prophet, because this man is a very dangerous person and he can do anything. And dragged him to the presence of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Wahab ibn Umair saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, Ya Muhammad, unzur, I have come for the sake of to see you, for the sake of my son. And look at Umar, he is dragging me and insulting me. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam knew this person and knew that he is a clever person, deceiver, big deceiver. But anyhow, it was his akhlaq. He said, okay, Umar, leave him. Umar left him and came behind the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and stood there, that if he does something, I will be able to defend. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him to come near. Asked him, why have you come? He said that I have brought ransom and I want to take my son back after paying the ransom money. Prophet ﷺ said, if you have come for that, why are you hanging this sword in your neck? Why this sword is with you? You don't need to. For that deal with the paying of ransom, you don't need the sword. He said, La'an Allahu hazihil al-suyuf. If these swords were good, we should not have seen that we have seen in the Battle of Badr. They are not good. The Prophet said, what about those, that deal which you and Safwan bin Umayyah did in Hatim? He was flabbergasted. He said, okay, what happened? He said that nobody on earth knows except me and Safwan. It was a secret deal. And how does he know? And after a few moments, he said that if you know it, then Allah must have told you. And if Allah has told you, then you are the Prophet. And he accepted Islam. Remained there for some days, learned basic things of Islam. His son was given to him, he brought him back. He given to him, and he said that, Ya Rasulullah, I want to go there. I have been saved from hellfire. Now I want to go back to Makkah and I want to save others from hellfire as well. And when he went there and he told the Makkans that he has accepted Islam, the biggest enemy against Wahab bin Umair was Safwan bin Umayyah. Because he said that he made a deal and he had betrayed me. And he has accepted Islam. And he has brought his son alive. And my revenge, my father was killed, my brothers were killed. My revenge is taken. So there was an enmity. Now, the years went on. After Badr there was Uhud, Khandaq, etc., etc., etc. Wahab bin Umair was there and he was a Muslim. He was helping Muslims as well. Since he was a very powerful man, people were afraid of him. So they couldn't inflict any harm towards him. When Prophet ﷺ went for conquest of Makkah, and Makkah was conquered, Amr ibn Wahab came and said, Ya Rasulullah, most of the people have accepted Islam. But my cousin Safwan, his wife has accepted Islam, but he has run away. And he has run away from Makkah and he wants to go to Habsha. Habsha is the place where Muslims had to take asylum in the beginning. Now, the leaders of and the rich men of Quraysh, they had to leave. And he said that they were, Ya Rasulullah, if he goes and he crosses the Red Sea and goes to Africa, then he will die as a non-Muslim. I want to save him as well from the hellfire. I want to save him as well. Look at the mission of the Prophet ﷺ and mission of the Muslims. The basic mission is to save everyone, ourselves, our family, our children, and everyone. And we should always go on thinking that are we doing enough to save our family, our children from hellfire and others as well. We should always, every day we should think about it. Have we done something today to save our children, our own children from the hellfire? Ya Rasulullah, if you permit me, I will go and bring him back so that he comes here. Maybe he accepts Islam. Rasulullah said, yes, he is a very big enemy, but anyhow, he is a human being. My mission is to save him. Go. He said, Ya Rasulullah, but if I bring him, he is among those people who are very notorious, and they were the enemies, big enemies of Islam. So somebody will kill him in a way. Can you give me something to show others that you have given him panah, or you have given him permission to come? The Prophet ﷺ gave him his own turban, which he was wearing when he entered Makkah, to save that man. He should come back. And he is big enemy, and one of the biggest enemies, son of Umayyah bin Khalid. Whoever brought him back. When he came near the Prophet ﷺ, and he was standing like a very big, Qurayshi, rich man, and very proud person, arrogant. And arrogantly he said, Ya Muhammad, this man says that you have allowed me to come back here for 10 days. I nobody will, unless I see my family, and I see afterwards what I have to do. Rasulullah said, not only 10 days, you for months. Your life is safe. You remain here as long as you want. And come here. Told him, he went away. Did not accept Islam. After few days, Muslims had to go for the Battle of Hunayn, because the people of Taif and Banu Sa'ad and so many other tribes, strong tribes near the Makkah, they have not accepted Islam. They were against Muslims, and they were gathered. They were preparing themselves to fight with Muslims. So Muslims had to go. But now 10,000 came from Makkah, and now people from 10,000 came from Medina to conquer Makkah, and now 2,500, almost 2,500 people, new Muslims, they wanted also to participate in jihad. But there were not enough armaments, not enough horses, etc. to go there. Somebody gave the proposal to the Prophet ﷺ that this Safwan, he has enough armaments for 300 people, because he is a rich person. Whenever he goes to Sham or goes to Yemen for the business, he takes his own contingent, his own security guards with him. He has all those things. You can borrow those armaments from him. The Prophet ﷺ sent to him. He came back. He said, "Aghasban ya Muhammad am ariyatan?" You want to take it forever, or this is just a loan? The Prophet said, "Al-ariyatu mazmuna." I'm just taking, and I will give it back to you. He gave the armaments for 300 people. And when the Prophet ﷺ went and the new Muslims went, among those new Muslims, Abu Sufyan was there. He accepted Islam at that occasion when the Makkah was conquered. Safwan also went there to see what happens. When in the beginning, you know that in the beginning in Hunayn, the non-believers attacked in such a way that the Muslims were unable to defend themselves for some time. And some of them, they went. And the Prophet ﷺ remained there. And he asked them to come. And they came back afterwards, etc., etc. The days are so many. When that first phase was that the Muslims were running away back, one of the persons there present in this group where Safwan and Abu Sufyan were, he said, now they are defeated. Safwan spoke. He said, don't say this. If I will prefer myself that Muhammad wins, at least he is a Qurayshi. He is our own kith and kin, relative. He governs us instead of these people from Hunayn. From these people, instead of that. This is one positive sentence which he uttered there. The others were of his other opinion. Then the battle finished, and the biggest amount of bounty, Ghanima, was at that occasion. Biggest. When the Prophet ﷺ went to see what has been taken as bounty, as ghanima, so there were the herds of animals and thousands, hundreds of thousands of animals and gold and silver and everything. This was the biggest occasion when the maximum mal came as ghanima. Everyone, Abu Sufyan was astonished, Safwan was astonished. When the Prophet ﷺ was going, and these were with him, and Abu Sufyan saw these mountains were full of herds of animals, and that animals were the wealth at that time. So when he was seeing, the Prophet ﷺ noticed his way of seeing, and he said that, give 100 camels to Abu Sufyan. Look at, he was the opponent, leader of Meccans. What the Prophet did, that he is looking at these things in such a way, impressed. Okay, give him 100. He said, Ya Rasulullah, Ibn Yazid, he had two renowned sons, Muawiyah bin Abu Sufyan and Yazid ibn Abi Sufyan. The Yazid bin Muawiyah, the name was on his uncle, who martyred, Yazid ibn Abi Sufyan. He gave his life in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet said, okay, give 100 camels in the name of Yazid ibn Abi Sufyan. He said, my son Muawiyah. The Prophet gave him 100 camels again for Muawiyah. Look at the change. He was opponent. Now his hand is lower hand. The Prophet's hand is upper hand and giving him. How? Conquest. This is the conquest. This is the real fatah. Safwan was also looking same style. Rasulullah sallallahu, and he didn't accept Islam at that time. He was yet a pagan, but he had uttered one thing, only one sentence, in a positive sense. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might have communicated to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Prophet, when noticed Safwan, asked his in charge of these things, said, give 100 camels to Safwan bin Umayyah. He didn't know how to react. The Prophet said again, he spoke a second time and said, give him 100 more as well. Now Safwan wanted to say something in the thanks, but he couldn't utter. And Prophet ﷺ said third time, give him another 100 as well, 300 camels. Price of a human being was 100 camels. Diya of Qatay Khata, 100 camels, 300 camels. And now Safwan had to say, Ma taba bihi illa qalbu nabiyyin. Such a pure heart can be heart of a Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ashhadu an la ilaha. So this is the mission actually. The mission is our actions with our this saying that we are Muslims. Our actions should be according to that, and our mission should be to save ourselves and save everybody. Maybe he is your enemy, greatest enemy who has inflicted much pain to you. But the mission of the Prophet ﷺ is to save everyone, including the enemies from hellfire. This is actually, and in this way, your actions are testifying. And the culmination of the testifying is when you offer your life as well for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alamin. The martyrs of Islam, all of them, they have testified for that basic truth with their lives. So they are the martyrs. And so they will get those rewards which nobody can guess. آخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن فإن خير الكلام كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها إن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم من همزه ونفثه ونفخه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى واجعل آخرتنا خيرا من الأولى. اللهم رحمتك نرجو فلا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين وأصلح لنا شأننا كله لا إله إلا أنت. اللهم زدنا ولا تنقصنا. اللهم انصرنا ولا تنصر علينا. اللهم اجعل ثارنا على من ظلمنا. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون.